Hello?
Hello?
Hey.
Yes.
Hey, how's it? Is this Teresa?
Yes, it is.
Oh, okay. Hey, how's it going? This is Tyler Austin. I think I actually spoke to you about the last property I bought. But
Okay.
I was given a call. I have a property over in Niceville we're buying. And it's showing that it's going to auction on the 14th of September. But the sellers, I guess, came in and they were told the 31st of August is when they're due. So I'm just trying to get the amount that's due and the actual date so that I can make sure we get this thing closed out in time.
If we're scheduled for the auction to happen on September 14th, everything has to be paid prior to that date.
Yeah.
It gets paid to the tax collector's office. So if you close prior to that date, your title company should, payments to the tax collector. Yeah.
100%. And that's just what I wanted to verify, that it is the 14th, just because I'm headed to their house now again, and I wanted to let them know that I did in fact speak with you guys. And do you mind telling me what the taxes are on that, just so that I can?
I'll have to give me just a minute.
Okay.
It's 4,007. That will be 30.
Okay, 4,007. Okay.
So.
Exactly, and there is a lien shown against the properties. That's why I was curious what it is, so that I can total those two up in my mind, see how much I totally have there. So I appreciate it as always. Thank you so much. All right, what's going on? So yesterday, towards the end of the day, we ended up getting a lead that came in from direct mail. I ended up getting it locked up. It's a pretty interesting situation there, but we're headed there now. I already have it under contract. We already set our price and everything. She sent me photos and all that good stuff. So basically the reason I'm coming there today is just to show face, let them know that I'm a real human being, let them know that I'm here for them just because of the fact of the situation that they're in, and also just to kind of get a final look, because I am gonna, we're gonna flip this property, so I'm gonna get a final look, make sure there's no huge surprises, and we're gonna hopefully get this thing closed out next week. 1 week turnaround, in and out, and then start doing all of our rehab.
Come on in.
All right.
Yes, sir.
Now, is this already, I didn't even look at on county records, is this part of the square footage on county records, No, it's just update, okay. So this is from when you originally built the house?
Yes, and let me tell him y'all gonna be coming through here. Brian.
Trees, probably just maybe take the whole tree out. Maybe just trim it up. Bushing or something right there. Back door to the laundry mat, laundry room. This window needs replaced. Fascia repair. Wood rot on the eaves there.
I'm sitting at your house in Niceville.
Yeah, I'm right around the corner. I'm about to turn on, which street is this? George or whatever.
Stick.
Yeah, oops,
Yeah.
wrong one. Next one. Yeah. So I'll be there in just a second.
Yep.
All right, bro.
Okay, buddy.
Yeah. All right, so we're on our way to check up on Ivy real quick to fill you guys in on some stuff that you haven't been able to see just because, well, we didn't record it. Was a whole closing process, and it had taken about I don't know, maybe it was an extra couple weeks to get it closed out. There was issues with title. There was some debts that we needed to get cleared out. Essentially what we did is we ended up having, because there's no proof, the bank sold, right? That the bank that had the mortgage on the property ended up like closing down. There wasn't supposed to be a balance on the property, but they were still showing one. The seller said that they paid it, yada, yada, yada. Anyway, in order to get clear title, what we ended up doing for 2 of the debts is we had the seller sign an agreement that stated if, in fact, any debtors ever came back, that it would end up, basically defaulting to them, and the title, insurance would not be used. So we were able to clear title by just doing some roundabout things and figuring out what does the title company need? How can we make this happen? The seller wants it to happen. They're willing to accept the risk. How are you going to feel comfortable? How do we get you comfortable with giving it clear title insurance? So that's what we ended up doing, got it closed out. The sellers needed some time to move out. So what we ended up doing is putting a 30-day 20% hold on their profits. So essentially we held back around $22,000 in escrow until they moved out of the property to make sure that they did in fact move out. In that process, we handled some outside stuff, got some trees cut out, you guys will see, and we ended up getting the roof started and a couple other little things, some trash removed. So now it's already demoed. It should already be demoed. Mason will overlay like a clip. I walked it after we closed to walk through client contractors, let them know what we wanted to do. There's been some surprises since then, which is why I'm headed over there now. And so we're going to look at those surprises, but everything else should be demoed, so you guys should be able to see kind of what it was versus what it is now after a lot of the demos happen. And from what I understand, we have some more in-depth demo that we're going to have to do because of, that's how flips work. So as of right now, I think our budget's on track. We're budgeting somewhere around like $80,000 to do this rehab, and I want to say that we're somewhere around 60 right now in terms of what we're projecting. So we're going along good, but I'm sure it's going to creep up to that 80 by the time we get done. Some of these things that were unexpected, but that's why they're unexpected, right? So that when they come, you have the budgets to make sure that you can handle it without going into debt. So anyway, that's what we're doing. That's the plan, and we'll see what it looks like once we get there. All right, so contractors are gone for the weekend, so it ended up it's $5,000 draw is what it was. We'll walk you around. I'll show you everything that they've done so far in that draw, just to give you an idea, and I'll talk about some of the things that we found out that we need to do and what we did to fix them that were kind of extra costs that you really don't know until you buy a place. It just kind of comes up, but I don't want you guys to fear it because it's relatively cheap to take care of. So as of right now, some of the things that we've done outside, you can see there's some piles of mulch. There's a big tree removed from here. There's a big tree removed over there. So there's 4 trees total removed from the front. The reason being is once we get everything done, all this stuff's going to get graded, and we're going to put down some sod in the front yard here, but not in the backyard. Other things that are going to be done in the front here is this, rail is going to get removed. All this is going to get removed. And we're going to check to see if we can match stucco. If we can't match stucco, we're going to keep the vinyl siding on the building as of right now, and I'll explain that to you why once we get to the back. However, it'll all get pressure washed and everything. The roof is done. You guys aren't going to be able to see from this angle, but the roof is already done. So that's all good there. But yeah, let's go ahead and go inside and I'll show you guys around. Alright, so earlier on in the video, you've seen what this looked like before we bought it, before they were all moved out. Now it's a bit different. It's missing things. It's a 3-bed, 2-bath, and with a sunroom type thing of what we're turning into in the off the master bath or master bedroom. And they did an addition over here at some point. So it's kind of like got that living space over there, but it's also got this space. It's kind of weird. The way I look at it is this is the dining room area, and that's the living room area, or vice versa. You can do it either way. So what have we done so far? Obviously, floor's all demoed. This was all tile. This was not tile. It was something. Kitchen had tile in it. There was kitchen cabinets. The ceiling has been scraped, as you can see. Pro tip on that, if you ever have someone that tells you that they're trying to charge you a bunch of money for scraping the ceilings, go rent the sander. There's a really cool sander you can get that'll sand the ceilings, and it is really, really easy and really efficient, and you can get the labor cost way lower. So make sure you guys are using the sander to scrape the ceilings. One of the things that ended up happening is this back wall right here ended up having a bunch of wood rot inside of it, so we had to reframe. The electrical is still coming out of it, so I can't pull it all the way out, but we had to reframe in this wall here because it was waterlogged and rotted because of the roof. But we didn't know that that was a thing because it didn't look like it was a problem when we bought the place. However, once everything was moved out of the house, we noticed that there was all the drywall was jacked up, and we needed to take it off, and then, you know, lo and behold, you know, the roof or the wall needed all new 2x4s. Typically, your most often surprises are going to be wood rot. What are we going to do in here? We're going to be moving the fridge outlet over to here, so the fridge can be on this side. So the stove, typically you want your stove and your fridge pretty close together. What you want to do if you don't have a pantry available, make sure that you add. So what we're going to end up doing is the fridge is going to go here, right? And then we're going to add on the double pantry doors that are, you know, part of your cabinet so that they can have more space, right? So make sure you have enough balance for storing food, but also storing your dishware and stuff in your kitchen designs. Other than that, you got your general demo. All the doors have been removed. Bathrooms have been demoed. All the cabinets are still sitting in here because we're going to take these upper cabinets and have them for our rentals. This window had a wall behind it, so we removed the window, okay, and this is going to get filled in and drywalled and get closed off because we still have a window over here. You need to at least have one window and a closet for something to be a bedroom. And in the state of Florida, I believe it has to at least be, it's either 6 or 8 feet in diameter in order to actually be a bedroom as well. This is the exterior. This used to be the exterior of the home right here, right? So this has to get covered up and drywalled. And this will end up being in here. What we were gonna do is potentially turn this into, put a wall here across, and then this was gonna be a big walk-in closet for this bedroom. But the problem is that this ceiling cannot get AC ducts to it. And since we can't get AC ducts here, it can't be heated in cooled square footage, from what we understand as of right now. That might change. Either way, all this has to get redone, so we still have time to figure that out. However, the closet and both closets would need to have at least a small 6-inch register, or that's not return, or whatever it's called. I don't remember. The ductwork needs to go into it, okay, in order for it to be there. So as of right now, the plan is, if that doesn't work, is all this subfloor needs to be pulled out because it's sagging, and it's going to get noticed on an inspection. We can't fully get off, you know, all this stuff to make it flat. So we're going to rip it all up, put down new, make sure everything's good underneath, and then frame everything in. This is going to end up being a 7-foot by 6-foot window, full glass pane here, and then also another 7-foot by 6-foot one here. And so this is going to turn into kind of like a sunroom area off of the master bedroom, because as of right now, if you look in here, they really don't have much closet space in this master bedroom. It's very small. However, sadly, this is what my closet size is right now in my house. It sucks. So the other thing that we're going to sell this, because I'm going to be listing this property as myself. So what I'm going to sell it when people walk through the property is, hey, we have this space here. It's a large enough space you could put, use it for your laundry or your closet, but you can also, it's already going to have a 220 line, which there's one already here, ironically. that's going to be on this wall. If they want to put a hot tub in here and they want to turn this into kind of like their hangout area, maybe they want to have a little office area over here, a hot tub here, whatever. This is kind of that extra space for the adults to hide in if they want to, because again, it'll only be accessible through the master bedroom. It doesn't make sense really to use it for anything from anyone else in the family. That door doesn't even make very much sense, because you're not going to want people walking out of the back of the yard, right, and then coming in through the master bedroom to get into the house, right? That's not going to be a thing they want to do. So that's what's going on here. So what was the surprises back here? Well, this whole wall needed redone as well. You can see it's all pretty much newer wood, because it was all wood rot, because there was an AC unit right here. So that AC unit was garbage. It was like just kind of like cut out and put in there. They didn't even use the window for the AC unit, and so it was all jacked up. So that was another thing that needs to be done. And then, oh yeah. Also another thing, we'll show that through one of the things, one of the bathrooms. All this right here, all this siding and everything, we're gonna have to take all this down all the way across and around, and we're going to put up hardy and properly do the siding, as well as the fascia is all going to get removed, and it's going to be wood fascia to match the rest of the house as well. Which is why we're not quite sure if we're going to do stucco, because the idea is maybe to do stucco back here and wrap it with stucco, but we're not quite sure yet, because we're going to price it out. If it ends up being ridiculous, then we're going to go ahead and just put vinyl siding back up. But it just looks stupid, right? That's the thing. You want to try and get the house to be uniform. You don't want it to look like there was a bunch of additions put on the dang place, because then like it just gets suspicious, right? In here, so it's a really weird bathroom. It's like opposite day in here. Like you walk in and then your sink is behind you, but it is decent size, more or less. If you ever have where you have these types of doors on your showers, just remove them out. They're garbage. Don't keep them on. And then we're going to be coating this tub. So when we coat the tub, they'll just fix that, or they're maybe $300 or $500 to put a new tub in. They're not very expensive, so we'll see what it ends up looking like. But as of right now, that's what we're going to do there. So the piping that's in here, you can't really see it very well on camera, but the piping that's in here is it's a really weird name. I can't pronounce it. However, it was done in the 70s for about 4 years, and what ended up happening is people's houses started getting a bunch of leaks in it. It rotted from the inside out, and so there's some of that in this house. We don't know how much as of this very moment, but the plumbers have to come here Monday, and they're going to check and give me a quote to replumb the whole house. If you have it, at least if you're in the state of Florida and you have that, it's really difficult to insure, so you get it done. So let me tell you about how I found that out, because it's something I didn't even check when I bought the place. Okay, there's a bunch of stuff in here, and I wasn't opening up the walls to look at the plumbing, right? So the thing is, you always want to make sure, either before you close on a flip that you're going to end up like keeping yourself rather than wholesaling it, always have a home inspector come do a home inspection during the flip process. The main reason is because you can catch the things that are going to come up later, and just make sure you have kind of like a checklist item of all the bigger items that you might want to make sure are done. So it's worth the $350 or whatever it is just to have them come in. So that's what we did. We didn't do it before we closed, simply because this is a really good deal as it is. We stand to make a substantial amount, so there's nothing that could have been so bad that we weren't still going to make money. So we still closed on it, and then I had him come after we closed, do the whole look through, and then find the things that maybe I didn't see, that as a home inspector, the next home inspector, even though they're going to find something, that's their job, we're going to at least be able to eliminate all the objections of a home inspector when someone's trying to get a mortgage on the place. So another pro tip. As well as go ahead and get an appraisal done on the building after you finish flipping it, depending on how long it takes to get appraisals in your market, so that you can have that appraisal to understand what you should actually list for, because there's a good chance you might underlist it by like 30 or 40 grand. I think that's pretty much everything. Next week, we'll end up doing that back room next week. doing the ceiling with, you know, mud and all that good stuff. The whitewash on the brick might get done. What else? Oh, and then the plumbing. So that's our goal next week. Hopefully we'll have this all buttoned up here in, you know, by the end of November is the goal. Have everything done in November, get it listed in December. If not, wait until just the new year. Yeah, rock and roll with it. So comment below. We're going to do a different video series for the rest of the flip. But from this video, you should have been able to understand the process of the hiccups that came up on title. We ended up having to save the deal essentially. We ended up, you know, this is over $100,000 flip for us, right? So, and there was a situation that came on, I think we talked about it in the video somewhere, that it could have like blown up. It would have been, you know, gone. So we saved the deal, got it back rocking and rolling, got it closed, got in here, got it demoed, and now we're about a month out or so. We should be all done this place, get it listed, and get our money. Cool. Tanning bed's definitely for sale. It's only lately used. It's a 2022 model, actually. We'll even have the nice chase go with it. They're hand in hand. Really give that decor and that vibe that you're looking for your tanning.